Hi there, namaste, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. I'd like to thank all of you so much for being here and let you know that I love you. Today we're taking a look at how you are currently leveling up. So, please take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear channel, and as you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has a message in it for you today. We have group number 1 on the left with change of perspective, group number 2 in the center with feet on the earth, group number 3 on the right with crystal healing. And as always, the timestamps are listed below in the description box, as well as all of my personal information. I'd like to thank you again so much for being here, and please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this reading, and I'll see you there. Namaste. Hi there, group number 1, namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at how you're currently leveling up. You selected the first group with the change of perspective card and, of course, the heart chakra. I'm getting first and foremost that you are opening up a channel. This can be that you've cleared out a blockage in your chakra system, that you've further opened up a channel in your own being, or there's something here where you are leveling up because you're being able to open up your heart to a particular situation or something new. They're showing me something that you have outgrown and perhaps removed yourself from, and you are able to, either from a grown perspective, reapproach this or have a different perspective on it. Coming back to love, of course. There's something here about taking action when it comes to new prospective opportunities. You might be noticing that you are looking around and not finding exactly where you fit in just right. And there's a reason for this, because how you're leveling up right now is that you have been outgrowing your current environment, your current surroundings, the people, places, things, hobbies that are around you right now. And as this is happening, you're being called to enjoy where you're currently at, so that when you say goodbye to it, you get to enjoy being here in the final moments. You get to enjoy bidding adieu to something that is not really serving you anymore. And you have the opportunity to step out of it, grown, changed, evolved, enlightened, leveled up. So with change of perspective, this is kind of allowing yourself to recenter back into gratitude, and you're leveling up in your mindset and in your heart space is the first thing that's coming up here. But you are outgrowing your environment, which does let me know, group number 1, that there's going to be some sort of big opportunity coming your way. I'm hearing the word whirlwind, and I'm also hearing something that's going to catch you a bit by surprise. And it comes from outgrowing your environment and then having the perspective to enjoy where you're currently at, because you know you're not going to be here even much longer. They're showing me somebody who is like on a spiritual journey. And you know, when you kind of right before you have like a huge awakening, you think you have it all figured out, you know? We've all been there. You have it all figured out, you know? And then that is exactly when, boop, there's another rabbit hole. There's another something to crack open. And that's the beauty of the journey, right? So they're showing me something here where you've cracked something else out open, and it's showing you how much you really do know and how much you really don't know. And I'm hearing that Kanon song, Take a Minute. And any man who knows a thing knows he knows not a damn thing at all. And I think that's so beautiful and so true. The inner self, it is so all-knowing. We have access to everything within us, and at the same time it reflects through our own perspective, our own individual unique perspective, because we are as much a part of a whole as we are the whole of which there are parts. So of course we have two perspectives there, and it's cleansing everything in the middle. So as you're doing this, it's allowing you to both open up. The way that you're leveling up is deepening in your connection to source. It's deepening in your connection to the universe, to being in attunement, in flow, in alignment. But it's also amping up your individuality that much more as well, which kind of seems like a paradox. But if you think about it, with that clear channel there, it's actually, it makes perfect sense. Because when one grows, the other grows. When one evolves, the other evolves. And so the way that you're leveling up right now is you are looking at where you are. And when you look around at your 3D reality, you're seeing where you've been. And because of that, it lets you know that you're not going to be here much longer. And that is really cool. So let's see how you're leveling up. Okay, sorry, I pulled out a deck for this reading and they were like, nope, use the other one. So I'm going to use the Antique Anatomy today. This is my Follow Your Heart Oracle deck. You can get it on my Etsy shop. So let's see, how is group number 1 leveling up? Okay, I just keep getting brought back to the heart center, Page of Cups. Some of you are embodying your inner child or befriending a child, your inner child. Some of you, if you have like children in your neighborhood and all of a sudden they just start saying hi to you or they want to play with you or something like this, there's something here about you like softening up to children and to animals, okay? So this is coming up too. Maybe the way that you're leveling up, maybe you're becoming a parent. Maybe you're becoming a better parent. Maybe you are reparenting yourself, okay? Ooh, the Emperor at the back of the deck. We love the Emperor. Okay, we have the 8 of Swords, okay, and the Ace of Swords, the 6 of Swords, okay, 8 of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, okay. How you're leveling up right now, group number 1, is there is something here where maybe you have encountered somebody or something that has this higher perspective, okay, that has leveled up in this area, and you're trying to scrape your brain, trying to find clarity, okay, it's stressing you out, and you're realizing that there is something that needed to get cleared in the middle. So you did the work and you did this. Now you have this clarity, you have this understanding, you're able to conceptualize what it is. But in order for you to get there, notice we don't have pentacles or cups yet. In order to ground this here, you're going to need to walk away from a mindset that wasn't serving you. Because you're still looking at this new perspective from an old framework. So this is actually in the past energy. So how you're leveling up right now, currently, and then we'll look at the future in a moment. How you're leveling up right now is you are letting this old framework dissolve and you're letting yourself expand even further, which is allowing you to communicate more concisely and precisely, and it's actually opening up some spiritual abilities as well. For others of you, you are having a clearer channel in order to channel messages. Okay, some of you are into automatic writing, channeling messages, tarot cards, astrology, things like this. For others of you, this might just be realizing that you kind of just don't want certain people in your life anymore, and it's literally not personal. It's just that you have to surround yourself with the people you want to become a sum of. Surround yourself with people who are able to conceive higher perspectives, not people who are happy being uncomfortable, happy being stuck. And there is this energy here where you're leveling up in your ability. I'm hearing your cutoff game, like just cutting people off. Maybe some of you are wearing cutoff shirts and they look cute. Maybe you're working on your arms, okay? But there's something here. You might be working on your exercise with number 6. We have 8, 1, 6, okay? So when it comes to your abundance, you're focusing on yourself more. And this is allowing you to have, 6 is the number of Virgo, okay? So this is going to rule, like Mercury aspects. This is going to be maybe you're fine-tuning your voice, taking some vocal lessons. Maybe you are writing. Maybe you're learning how to write theses or grammatical structures in a new language. Maybe you're working on your exercise. Maybe you're taking better care of your pets, okay? There's something here where you're leveling up your own self-care in a way that's becoming more abundant and erasing any stress from your life. And because of this, the 8 of Swords is transmuting to the 8 of Wands, culminating in an 88. And when we have fire and air, this makes more fire, meaning that you are about to come into some sort of opportunity, communication, collaboration, travel, that's going to happen very quickly. It's going to be very passionate, very fiery, huge fire. And I'm hearing divine inspiration. So there's going to be this level up of yours right now is leading you to some opportunity. This opportunity is going to crack open for you this next entire new universe that you're going to be exploring once you have finished dissolving this energy of this framework that you've cracked open to find this. If you imagine imagine somebody's head, just to keep it tactical. If you have somebody's head and you're saying that they're opening up their crown chakra, for example, then they're going to open up this top channel here. And if they were to open up like their throat, or they would open up this channel, and then they have a straight channel here. So there's something here where you can imagine this as a framework, okay? And because you're opening this up, you're able to see what you're opening up to. But as you release that framework that is looking up at this and you begin to embody this energy, this is the ascension process. You heal something, you release a framework, and then you ascend, you travel, you grow rapidly. And we have Queen of Rods or Wands, which is also indicative of ascension as well. So some of you, this leveling up has to do with you limiting yourself with your spiritual and psychic abilities, or with your artistic endeavors, or for some of you with your passions. There's definitely an indication of the people in your life switching, and this might be the change that you are making that is helping you level up, and this might also be a result of you leveling up, but either way, I'm seeing this occurring. Some of you might be studying new languages. Some of you might be wanting to move or looking at what is next. There's an indication here of you hearing what you need to have that aha moment to get you to the next step. And then from there, you having that pure vision and being able to create and manifest that. So here you're stepping into a deeper sense of manifestation. So how you're leveling up right now, you are getting both smarter and wiser, which is beautiful to see. And you're allowing yourself to release energies that don't serve you. They're showing me like you walking down the street and people being like, whoa, is that group 1? What the heck? They have a different kind of pep in their step. They're looking a little different. Their energy's a little lighter. They're just feeling a little bit more leveled up. This is something that started internally and you've been working on it for a long time. We do have two difficulty swords cards, which does let me know that this didn't come without a little bit of maybe overthinking or mental, I'll just say mental energy here. Because swords actually rules communication. It actually rules the throat chakra here. It's speech and it's intellect. But the pineal gland, it's ruled by, yes, air, but the space element, it's vata. It's the combination of air and space. So this is opening up your ability to speak what it is that you intuitively know, okay? Because there might be some things that you dilute yourself about because it's easier for most people to understand. But here, this leveling up, notice that the people around you are switching. Notice that you are opening up your framework and you're going, oh, that's why this person thought a certain way. That's why I was able to say this and understand this and know this, but I couldn't find a place for me to express it, or there weren't people around me who would actually even understand or comprehend what I was talking about. And whatever this is that you felt like you needed to hold back from or walk away from, maybe there's a truth that you came into spiritually and you needed to just drop it because it wasn't going to change anything. It was just going to be you having this truth for you and yourself. There's going to be an opportunity for you to speak this. And the way that you're leveling up is you're being seen as the Emperor and the 10 of Cups right now. Oh, the Ace of Cups at the back of the deck. Some of you are looking more attractive. Some of you are going to be raising your, like, I'm hearing social status or echelon or your financial group or something like this. With the 10 of Cups, you're going to be just feeling a lot happier internally, and it's really going to affect your external realm. I'm hearing luxury here, and we have 10 and 4. Okay, which are both of the paternal both of the paternal cards. 10 is like ruling the father and Saturn, and 4 is ruling the mother and the moon. So this Cancer Capricorn kind of energy here, you're perfectly balanced with what's internally and externally aligned with you. You're perfectly in balance, and these energies are one and the same. And so this framework of whatever was kind of there while you were balancing these two energies out, it's being dissolved, and this is gorgeous, and it's leading you to a new emotional beginning. Here's the King of Wands wanting to come out with the Queen of Wands. So there is an indication that the way that you're leveling up is going to lead you either to somebody else, or it's going to be a direct result of you connecting with somebody else. Maybe somebody's talking about some spiritual truths and you're looking at them like, I do not know what you're talking about. Okay. But because you tapped in with that energy for a moment, or because you dared to conceive that, dared to perceive that, it allowed you to expand, to enlighten yourself. There's also something here about, I'm hearing sit still, look pretty. Okay. Something where maybe you brushed it off as like, oh, this is pretty privilege, but it's like, it wasn't external beauty. It was internal beauty being permeated externally. There's something here about this as well. Okay. There's something here about trying to find balance as well. The way that you're leveling up is you're going to have a better, I'm hearing work-life balance, okay, work-play balance. I'm hearing work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. Yes, we love this for you, Group 1. Some of you are leveling up in your speech. Some of you, maybe you, they're showing me somebody having like a podcast that has like 2 weekly listeners. And then all of a sudden you're giving a TED Talk and it has like a million streams. They're showing me something like this where your audience is growing. They're showing me something where maybe you're getting, if you auditioned for something recently, like you'll get in, but you won't just get like in the group, like in the corps de ballet. I don't know. Maybe you will be like a principal dancer or something like this. Like there's something where you are getting a bigger promotion or a bigger level up than you bargained for, because this framework here was not, this framework and the ties to the people you were currently around were holding you back, and your energy was pushing up against this, like friction a little bit. And once this obstacle is removed, you just shoot forward. Ace of Swords with the Eight of Wands. Now we have this energy here going on where your angels have been guiding you towards this. I'm hearing you've been doing a little bit of strength training, okay, with the Six of Swords here, as well as with the 10 and the 4. There's kind of this can be strength training, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Some of you, maybe you've been going to therapy. Maybe some of you, you've been journaling. Some of you have been meditating, trying to meditate a little bit longer, a little bit deeper. Others of you have been literally lifting weights or just doing some mobility body weight exercises, some yoga asana, pratyahara, or something like this. Dhyana is coming out as well, like deep concentration. There's this energy of you having succeeded at attaining all of your goals in this area. And because of this level up, you're kind of looking around like for the next opportunity, the next challenge per se. But this level up doesn't seem like, it seems like you're on the other end of a challenge. You're ready to, like, for lack of a better term, increase your weights or increase your reps. And because of this, it's going to actually not just have you like adding on more weight or adding more responsibility or difficulty to your practice or your day or whatever this is relating to for you. It's actually going to be shifting your whole environment within you. This is a quantum shift. So you might be noticing around you certain things just starting to turn in your favor. All of these energies are kind of turning into the Wheel of Fortune for you. And we have this indication here with the Two of Coins, which, as we know, is a denser energy of the Wheel of Fortune. This is 1/4. This is like 25% of the velocity of the Wheel of Fortune because it's pentacles. And it's a little bit slow, and it's once you have to push it to get it going. Now you've been pushing, but now it's spinning, and you're still putting that same effort forward. So the wheel's going to propel you forward to an authority position, or to a higher echelon, or to that class that you have to audition to get into, or into that VIP room, or whatever this is. There's definitely an indication here that that you are currently leveling up when it comes to your heart space and your spirituality. Okay. There's something here about definitely another person being involved, being inspired by you and communicating this to you and wanting to connect or create something with you. This can be somebody who wants to take your example. I'm hearing like a protege, okay, or like an apprentice. Somebody wants to maybe apprentice under you because you're at a place where you can be not only teaching people, but teaching people how to teach people. And this is a severe level up. And with this change of perspective, this has to do entirely with the way that you view yourself, the way that you honor yourself. And I see here that you've been putting in the work. You've been showing up. But now you get to experience this in the other realms. You get to experience this mentally. You get to experience this emotionally. And you get to experience this physically. Because I see here, you've been doing a lot of growing, a lot of changing of perspectives, a lot of challenging your own belief systems, challenging your own thought processes, reiterating what it is that you know and why that is, kind of getting, I'm hearing like external situations trying to ground you, or external situations trying to humble you or redirect you, when in reality, you were right on par and you had been the entire time. So all of these little challenges and tests and little people who were projecting onto you, they were actually like strength training you. And you can look at them and say thank you. And this is where you're at right now when you're leveling up. And you're able to see that you have changed, you've outgrown your situation. And when you look around, you see where you have been. And you know that that's not where you are. And you see a lot of energies around you right now who are where they've always been and where they kind of want to always be. or, it's their own journey or path, but you are not holding on to dead weight and you're not holding yourself down to stay there. So you're at this place now where you're leveling up and you're looking at your current surroundings, knowing that you are almost walking in the past. Now, as we know, time happens simultaneously on top of itself, but energetically, the past indicates a lower vibration and the future indicates a higher vibration, which is where cycles come into play. So, as you're looking back at these hemicycles, you're able to see that you are at a place where you're not going to be much longer. And you're able to feel that next chapter stirring up within you. And you likely already have at least a small idea of what this looks like. And as this occurs, you're being asked to stand tall and stand proud and know that you did it. Know that you got there. Know that you completed something. I'm getting that you've completed a certain cycle a very long time ago. And there are energies that are around you that are just so puzzled and confused and stressed and anxious, trying to figure it out and trying to level up to match you or to compete with you or to try to figure out how you got to where you are, when they would have gotten there or closer if they would have just focused on themselves, just as you did. And so your leveling up process it's almost like there's this energy of like, oh, group one pulled a fast one. How do they do that? Like, where did they just pull this out from their sleeve? And it's like, no, you were focusing on yourself the entire time, staying in your own lane, doing things that would make the future you proud, doing things that make you today happy and proud, looking at where you wanted to be, taking steps to get there, the pretty ones and the ugly ones. And so this level up of yours is going to feel maybe a bit, I feel abrupt is a strong word. It's going to feel like, to you, hard-earned, a slow, steady process. Finally, you getting there. And to others, it might hit them like a ton of bricks. Primarily because everyone was so busy focusing on you, including yourself, that when you level up, people look around and see that they're still where they always were. Or they're still as confused about that thing you were talking about as they always were, or they didn't make any progress in a certain area. They were all focusing on you. And so while you were keeping your head down, staying in your own lane, leveling up, putting in the hard, difficult work in order to, there's like skincare is coming up, eloquent speech is coming up, spiritual enlightenment is coming up, spiritual gifts, opening up your heart, purifying, finding happiness, finding joy, getting out there, leveling up in your finances. Like, this is like in all areas of life. This is a domino effect. You started over here. Maybe you started in one of these two chakras over here with your throat chakra or your heart chakra, and you hit a domino and it just kept spiraling and leveling up every area of life time and time and time again. And now you're experiencing one more cycle, and this is going to be the biggest glow up you've had yet. And you see this coming and you put in the work. And there's this energy of you just kind of keeping your head down, with you, like keeping your head down, like focusing on your own business, but also like keeping your chin up, knowing that you can do it and you can get there. And so this level up for you, it's going to be you taking a leadership position, taking more charge of your life, having more freedom. I'm hearing financial freedom. I'm hearing location freedom. I'm hearing time freedom. Okay, there's something here about you stepping into a leadership role for yourself and others. And there's also this energy here of you being able to create and express and evolve something beautiful as a result of this. But you also were doing all of this hard work, pressing up against the force and the pressure and the anxiety and the watchful eyes of others who were telling you, no, you have to stay stuck. You have to work a 9 to 5. You need financial freedom in order to make art. Who do you think you are to make art? Oh, you must be privileged. Or whatever this is that isn't true, but goes around on social media, so people believe that it is. There are these truths here that you have because you walked through. And while everyone was so busy gossiping about you or trying to keep you stuck or trying to say you shouldn't be doing this or thinking this, you should be doing and thinking that over there. These energies weren't doing work on themselves. They were so busy focused on you that you were able to focus on yourself anyway, work through this external pressure. And as you were doing this, you opened up your heart. You opened up all of your chakras. You leveled up in every area of life. And so this level up that's coming for you, this is really going to be a huge expansion. And it's going to remove you from these certain environments, these certain surroundings, because you know your life path. Nobody else does. And those who are confused about it would know too if they were not so busy focusing on what you're doing with your life and focusing on themselves too. And so there's this energy here of you realizing this level up right now is you realizing that you deserve better, and that you can have better, and that you already worked for better, and that it's just about time now. I saw 222. Things are activating, they're moving forward for you. If you feel like you've been stuck for a while and you notice you've been stuck the entire time a certain person's been in your life, or you've been stuck the entire time you held on to the certain belief that somebody else told you should have, or this entire time you were not wanting to look at a particular energy, or whatever this is, you have realized the other side of this, and it's leading you to let this person out of your life, or let these energies out of your life. And it's going to be beautiful, hard-earned. This level up is something that you've been working towards for years. For some of you, I'm hearing 10 years, for a very, very long time. And so when you approach this, and people are wondering, how did this just happen to group number 1 all of a sudden? They must be privileged. They must be lucky. They must just be doing something sneaky. No. You did the work, group 1. I see you. I see you. And so will the others that will be in your life once your surroundings shift. And this will be a little bit in part due to you, sure, your surroundings shifting, but most of all, this is going to be something that literally sweeps you off your feet in the best way possible. You're going to love where you end up, and it's going to be where you've always envisioned yourself being as well. This level up of yours, if you've imagined yourself living in a certain type of house or having a certain type of lifestyle, internally or externally, or both, this is the level up that you're stepping into. If you require a particular amount of time to go live in a certain place or go explore somewhere, or if you require a certain amount of money to be able to live the lifestyle that you want, or a certain amount of, I'll say, time, again, in order to meditate how you want to, in order to spend as much time in nature, or go do that backpacking trail that takes 3 months that you want to do, whatever this is that is your level up in your visions, okay? This chapter of life you've known about likely your whole life and you've just been inching towards for so long. This is the level up that you're approaching, and these resources are going to be gifted to you in a way where you're not able to give them to others. Some of you, your rates are going to be going up. Some of you might be getting a promotion in work. You might be getting a raise. Some of you might be having an opportunity to rest. Others of you, a decision is going to be made in your favor in order to elevate the path that you're taking. Because you don't put in a little bit of work, but you show up with a gentle, humble, honest, and pure heart. And normally, we'll find the other way around. 8 is coming up really strongly in your reading as well. So there's an indication of new cycles that are going to be perpetual. You trudging through the mud in order to get to a beautiful new part of your life. And people didn't see you trudge through the mud. They just saw that you were smiling while you were doing it. They just saw that you were gaining muscles while you were doing it. They saw that you were learning spiritually and emotionally and mentally and maturing and ascending and evolving while you were doing it. And they all wanted the results, and they didn't want the work. But you didn't care about the results. You just wanted to show up to work. And because of that, this level up is going to be you getting the results that... This is so funny. You're going to be getting the results that you've always dreamed of, but you're also going to be getting the positive results that others have been projecting onto you. Which is kind of funny. I've never pulled that energy before. Also, for some of you, this level up is, I keep getting, another person's going to be involved here. Okay, this can be like a boss who's going to take you onto a team or level you up, somebody who's going to put you into a VIP room. This can be like a relationship that has you feeling a lot freer, or something like this. I'm getting, for most of you, this is like professional or like a peer in some way, okay? Let's see, how is group number 1 leveling up? How is group number 1 leveling up? You're going to be able to make more decisions in your life. Like, you'll have more of a choice in your life. Like, I'm getting, you're going to get to make more decisions, but they're going to be more like creative decisions. Like, oh, well, so where do you want to go this summer? Or what color do you want to make this logo or something like this, as opposed to do you want to grow or do you want to stay? You know, do you want to do it the easy way or the hard way? Not things like that. It's going to be more creative. You have fallen to my arms, surrender, holding the opposite extremes of life. Remember in the beginning, we were talking about opening up the channel upwards and the channel downwards and allowing yourself to release an old framework. This is you surrendering and you being able to open up the channels on both sides, open up your root and your crown chakra and just pour light in there and know your journey, not what other people are telling you your journey is, but what you know your journey to be. That's the difference here. You know your journey. You know who you are. You know why you're here. You know what you want to do. You know what you're divinely intended to do. You know who you've been. You know who you're gonna be. You know the steps that you took to get there because you're following the divine plan, not someone else's ego. And because of that, you have this ability to surrender, to have faith in the universe, because you know that if and when you are in alignment with the universe, then the universe is also in alignment with you, group one. So this is this level up. And with, oh, look at this Horus, Star Brothers, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. I'm getting that Egyptian deities are protecting you right now. Egyptian energies are around you very strongly right now. Horus is around you very strongly right now. You're very protected. You're very magical. You're very alluring. But there's also this energy about you where you're a force to be reckoned with. Oh, also loyalty and trust and safety. Okay, energies that are going to be entering your life right now, they're loyal to you. They trust you. And with Inner Earth, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings, okay? You are opening people up to truths that they like gaslit in the past because they couldn't conceive them. And so you're going to be having, just as a result of these, okay, this isn't really the main focus at all, but you're going to be having some people come back around and say, hey, remember how I like said that to you because I wasn't able to literally fathom what you were talking about, so I kind of just fit it in my own box. Yeah, so I had that experience, or I visited that place, or I finally understood that dimension, or I finally addressed that wound. You're going to have a lot of this coming back around, especially with Inner Earth here. There are beings that live in parallel versions of Earth. There are beings that live within the Earth. There are beings that live outside and around the Earth. The Earth is a being three-dimensionally, all the way through eighth dimensionally. There are these energies here about positive change. 55 or 555 can be significant for you. Agartha can be significant as well versus Shambhala. As we know, they're the same place, but they're different cultural perspectives. They're just different names, different languages for the same place. You can be tapping into, I'm seeing Vive, okay? You can be, La Vive. You could be just tapping into life, seeing the life, the connectivity of everything, knowing your life is your own. This level up for you, it's going to be magical. It's going to be very magical. I'm getting people are going to be flocking to you for your magic, flocking to you to unlock their own magic, but mostly the first one. I'm getting that you are a thing to be experienced. You're not a thing to be taken from or a thing to be adjusted. You are a thing to be experienced. And because of this, those that come up to you with any of their own intention, okay, they are being adjusted. Because if they come to you wanting to adjust something, it's actually them that needs to be adjusted, because you are sovereign. You know who and what you are. You know the truths. You live them. So the ways that you're leveling up, Seven Star Sisters, here's a nod to the Pleiades here. Okay, the Pleiadian collective can be around you right now. They might be wanting to tap into you. I'm hearing for the first time in a long time, okay? And with Cracked Open, we have Rock Bottom, Surrender to the Alchemy of Life. Look at this, the Cracked Open card. What a gorgeous, perfect way to end your reading here. With Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expression, Pleiadian collective is all about bridging the gap between the third through the seventh dimensions. And this is unconditional love. This is alchemy. This is teaching you material alchemy through energetic waves, through divine love, through source. This is a collective that honors collectivization over individuality. So it helps people ascend and tap into the collective of the earth and help them find their energy work, their energetic pathway on their journey to source, to ascension. And so, as the Pleiadian collective, even themselves grounded in the fifth dimension, they're cracking open and ascending themselves too. The Pleiades represents a portal. As we know, Sirius is a portal, and the Pleiades are a collective that bridges the gap between the third dimension, Earth, and the seventh dimension of Arcturus. So, here you're able to identify, you might be tapping in with Sirius, with Arcturus, with Pleiades, but the Pleiadian collective is saying that you can actually now, if you'd like, you can ground into the fifth dimension instead of grounding into the third dimension. Only take that if it resonates. But as you are alchemizing this level up for you, it is raising your vibration, sure, but you've been the one raising your vibration. And the vibration of all that is around you is going to be shifted as well. Because you've been cracking open certain truths that people were too lost or confused or afraid or proud to tap into themselves. And as you surrender to the alchemy of life, look, this whole reading is about you strengthening your alchemy, and we have surrender and we have surrender. This is you getting to fall back and release other people's energy, release other people's narratives, release. If someone comes to you and they need to tell you something, it's because they need to learn something. As someone's coming to you and they need to adjust something, it's because they need to adjust something. But you are still, you're sovereign. This level up of you is you being in your leadership position, not needing to withstand they're showing me like, when a boxer like hits a punching bag, or when you catch a ball and there's that movement that goes along with the impact. You are no longer like moving for the impact. It's like you are, it's like you have your own aura of reverberation around you so strongly that things that want to come towards you, they don't even touch you anymore. And so you'll notice that the things that come towards you shift, because I'm hearing they don't even have the audacity. And it's beautiful. And at the back of the deck, you have water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. This is what led you towards this level up. And some of you might be just being given an opportunity to sit in a hot spring, soak in the ocean, to rest, be tender with yourself, tapping in with your body, your sensuality a little bit more, doing your skincare, going to the gym. But this is not anything that's new. Someone might look at you and say, oh, group one, you look like you, I don't know, maybe your body has changed. And they're like, oh, well, you must have done something unhealthy in order to get there. You must have an unhealthy body mindset, body dysmorphia, body positivity, all these things. And you're like, well, I've been going to the gym 6 days a week for 10 years. So thank you for noticing. There's this energy like this. You can't be this and also be that because I say so. Really. Because you are. And this level up, it's really in your solar plexus, your heart, and your throat, because these other energies of yours, the root, sacral, pineal, and crown chakra, these are your powerhouses. They always have been. These are energies that you are finally, solar plexus, heart, and throat chakra. It's like you're finally allowing yourself to present the truth and the fullness and the capacity of these four outer chakras into the world. And as this occurs, it's like you're flipping inside out and you're showing the world the beauty that is within you, group number one. And along with that comes some truths that can be uncomfortable for others, but they're only uncomfortable if they're watching you and neglecting to do the work on themselves. And as they're watching you focus on yourself, they can think anything that they want. They're not going to be in your life much longer because they're going to be too busy focusing on their own selves. Now, they're bringing me back to Horus, and they're also saying Ra, okay? So Egyptian energy is around you very strongly right now, as well as the Pleiadian energy, magical realms such as Agartha / Shambhala, Inner Earth. Yes, realms like this. I'm also getting ascended realms, civilizations that have existed on Earth that have ascended and are no longer physically grounded in our reality, like Lemuria and Atlantis. There's this energy here of you being able to see see truth beyond the larger ideas, and understanding why that's what's understood, and understanding the truth behind that. Enuma Elish could be significant for some of you. The Emerald Tablets could be significant for some of you. Submerged Atlantis Restored, submerged, could be significant for some of you as well. There's this energy of like you changing. They're showing me the word rishi, okay? And I'm hearing echelon. I'm also hearing place. Your external world is going to match your internal vibration. You've been pressurized into a diamond, and now you're being perfectly placed in that forever spot. And it's going to be a lot bigger than you're anticipating. So relax and just let things around you shift. You deserve this. You did so much work. Group number 1, I see how much work you've done. It's phenomenal. It's amazing. And it's really cool, actually, that you got the message as well, that you're going to be getting all of these level ups that you've been working so hard on for such a long time. And you're also going to be getting the rewards that other people were projecting onto you, which is also kind of cool. So that's all I have for you, group number 1. This is how you're currently leveling up. I really hope you like your message. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps out my channel a lot, and I love what I do. I love connecting with you guys. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. Namaste. Hi there, group number 2. Namaste, and welcome to your reading. Today we're taking a look at how you're currently leveling up. And you selected the second group with feet on the earth. There's something that you're activating. I'm hearing there's a new pep in your step. There's something here where they're just showing me somebody with a golden aura. Maybe you're working with golden healing light. Maybe you are tapped into a new vibration, a new energy, or whatever this is. It's like I'm hearing walking sunshine. It's like you literally are walking sunshine right now. How you're leveling up right now. Your material realm is coming into play here with feet on the earth. There are some changes that are showing up in your physical realm, very tactically, and these are because you move through love. Okay, there's something that you recently did or something that you recently said that portrays who and what you genuinely, authentically are. Okay, so this is letting me know this can be maybe something huge that you've done. You've just cracked open and expanded to a new version of yourself, the authentic you at your core, and maybe shed a few layers in a large way. Or maybe this is having you move a little bit differently, speak a little bit differently, present yourself a little bit differently. And this is something that is being seen. But how you're leveling up right now is you are standing in your confidence. You know exactly who you are. You know exactly where you're going. You know the changes that you're making in your life, and you know how to get there as well. And I'm getting that you've already done quite a bit. I'm hearing the word starstruck. So some of you might be surprised with who you're coming into contact with in the upcoming future. Or alternatively, some people are just feeling starstruck being around you. Regardless of whether you have a lot of eyes on you or people know who you are or not, there's kind of this energy of you being a literal star, which, as we know, we are all made out of star stuff, but there's something about you that is activating. There's something about you that is activating not just yourself exponentially, but others as well. Some of you may have had a very transcendental experience recently. I'm hearing NDE, so some of you may have had a near-death experience. Others of you may have had a very profound or life-changing moment in meditation or just in life or realization on some sort of internal journey or vision quest or something like this is coming up. There is something here where you have activated something internally. Now, with this gold, they're showing me yellow, but they're showing me this yellow as golden healing light. Okay, as we know, there's white light, there's golden light, there's crystalline healing light. There are all different types of refractions and vibrations of light. Our entire experience is through light. And here they're showing me a 12-strand DNA, fully activated, fully ascended, fully locked and loaded, and ready to go, filled with golden, sparkly, gorgeous healing light. But they're showing me this, and then it kind of having this explosion moment where it just amplifies into the world around you. And so how you're leveling up right now is, yes, the internal work that you've been doing is now showing on the outside, but there's something here about your ability to move through love. And I keep going back to, they're showing me something that you recently did, or something that you recently said, or something that you recently grounded that is going to change both your life and how you're seen, which is interesting. There's something about what you intrinsically are, something about who and what you actually are, genuinely. That is how you're leveling up. It's like you are being a little bit more confident to be who and what you are. You are standing in your power. You feel like you're on the right path. And so you kind of just have this pep in your step. Like, you know, the universe is working in your favor. You know that you're working in your favor. So is the universe. You're allowed to have a little bit of fun. You can be yourself. You can express yourself authentically. You're feeling high vibe. You're feeling like you're having a good time. You feel like you can handle anything in front of you. And you're seeing the change in your external life. This is beautiful, beautiful energy, group number 2. So I'm going to see, they're telling me not to pull the tarot cards yet. So you are alchemizing everything that you come into contact with, group number 2. This is how you're leveling up. Well, I'm getting that you may have been leveling up progressively for a while now, but you're doing something that is activating those around you, activating that around you. You're creating a large ripple effect. They're showing me sonar, okay, like when you make a sound, and it creates literally a ripple that allows those who have like echolocation, like dolphins and stuff, or bats, when they make a sound, they'll bounce it off of an object, and they'll be able to sense the entire, like the entire landscape that they're around by utilizing sound. So there's something here about either the way that you sound or the way that you perceive things, the way that you're picking things up. It's not that this is leveling up, although this might be strengthening, but there's something here about because people are understanding that you have access to this, or because people are understanding the mechanics of you or something that you've done or said or what you inherently are, there's something here about you that is just so, it hits the nail on the head. So the way that you're leveling up, it's a little bit less molding yourself to fit your surroundings and a little bit more of your surroundings fitting, or your surroundings molding to fit you. There's definitely an indication here where you are on, like you are turned, like the light switch is flipped on. You are activated, you are awake, you are enlightened, you are conscious, and this is gorgeous. You've been experiencing a spiritual awakening for a while. I've recently posted a reading on what spiritual and psychic gifts you're tapping into. I feel like this group specifically will definitely have messages in that reading if you want to check it out. There's absolutely an indication here where you are, your whole energy, it's almost like it's not changing, it's being unveiled, unshielded. There's this energy of maybe you hiding, or you needing to wait for a particular point in the collective's activation, or waiting for a particular thing to be solidified for yourself to be seen. And so there's this energy of you being the same being that you've always been, doing the same thing you've always done, knowing the same things you've always known, kind of just continuing to go along, waiting for that moment from unsuspecting to become stardom. There's this energy of starstruck energy surrounding you, and it's coming from within. Okay, I'm hearing tantra. I'm also hearing like self-love. So there's kind of this energy here where you are quite literally loving every bit of your internal experience, every bit of your external experience, and this is kind of reverberating off of you. And other people, other energies, other situations that are around you, they're feeling the same way that you feel towards yourself, towards you, but you feel the same way about yourself, and you feel the same way about them, and you feel the same way about everything. This is being in love with your life, being in love with your internal state, your external state, and on top of that, this is going to bring you some financial abundance. Some of you might be moving. You might be, I'm getting meeting somebody in a place. They're showing me like two people who live at a distance from each other, like meeting somewhere in the middle and going on like a random adventure together. There's something here about you being perceived as too good to be true, and then time passing and that not being the case. You are what you say you are. And because of this, with the feet on the earth card, this is saying that these things that were maybe withheld from you, this is how your life is leveling up. It's almost almost hands off for you in a sense. Not because you haven't been doing the work, because you certainly have, but because you've just been yourself for such a long time. It's like that period of time has finally passed where you're able to be seen clearly because there's enough information, there's enough data. They're showing me like a long-term case study, okay? So there's something about you. Your life is leveling up. I'm going to pull the cards and see how, a little bit more specifically. Perhaps someone's been watching you, perhaps someone's been getting to know you, or there's just this energy of, something about you being seen. Okay, you being watched over a long period of time for people to be able to put together enough puzzle pieces to see the full picture. When in reality, one puzzle piece, maybe they're used to looking at things in grayscale, and then they get something that is like sparkly, like it's colorful and has glitter all over it, and they're like, oh, that has to be a fluke. That's just one piece. That can't be a real piece. And then they start collecting other pieces that look like that, and other pieces that look like that, and all of these pieces are bits and pieces of you. There's something about you. There's just something about you, group 2. Like, you're leveling up. Your life is leveling up because I'm hearing your reputation precedes you, and it has. And that's exactly why you're leveling up. This might be unsuspecting towards you. Maybe this is something where you had a bit of a rut, as I was saying that, 5 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. Beautiful. And the 6 of Cups at the back of the deck. And Queen of Cups. What's this 3 here? I'm curious. It's like they don't even want me to look at it. There's this like long-term energy that's been going on. Something where you might feel like you've been stuck or hitting a wall or stuck in a rut a little bit when it comes to your expansion, because there's kind of this energy where you know who you are. You know what you have to offer. And you've just been letting yourself glow more and strengthen and ascend and just heal and become beautiful. And this is how you're leveling up for you. Look at this, 9 of Coins. You did this for you. And this area of life where you kind of feel like, oh my gosh, the Lover's card. Oh, wow. Let me explain to you in a moment why this is so beautiful. There's this energy here where you kept feeling like you were getting 4 of Cups, okay, like looked over. And maybe there's so much to show for what you've done, but it wasn't equal to the amount of internal work that you had done. But it will be. This is this leveling up. It is closing that gap, finally. And there's this energy here of you knowing something, you knowing your intention, you knowing who and what you really are. So because of this, there's a choice that's being made in your favor that has nothing to do, well, it will have something to do with you, the result of this, but this choice is going to be to ground something alongside you that's going to change your life. Okay, for some of you, this is an adventure. For others of you, this is a job. This is like a blessing. This is a blessing that's showing up, 3 of Swords, because someone understands that you did the work to be who and what you are. So how you're leveling up, it's like maybe you are a healer. They're showing me like somebody, they're showing me, what is that place called? Like the Lord's Grotto, where people just line up like far and wide for miles, and they stay in line for hours in order to approach this grotto and experience its magical healing abilities. There's something here about you being like an anomaly, people being starstruck by you, and this is going to ground. There is a choice being made in your favor. I'm getting to present you. There's something here about this 3 of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the 5 of Wands. It's like you are able to take the most densely packed, knotted up, twisted energy, and you're able to like unwind it. They're showing me somebody who is a master at untying knots, as an analogy, or maybe literally. There are changes coming to your life that are going to level you up in the amount of effort that you need to put in to sustaining, because you needed to build. They're showing me somebody who needed to like climb out of a ditch in order to get on level ground. And because they had that strength of climbing out of the ditch, they were able to climb a mountain. So people who didn't need to climb out of a ditch then have a harder time climbing up the mountain or even conceiving that it's possible. But there's something here where you decided to show up and do it anyway. You made that choice. You made that choice to put love first. So they're showing me, I'm hearing divine connection. Okay, there's something that you would have like brushed over or glossed over, or someone's been watching you for a while. This is what keeps coming up, the Hermit, and they thought long and hard about this. And with the Ace of Coins and the 8 of Coins, you're leveling up. It's showing that you will always your level up is like people seeing and identifying and honoring that you continue to level up. Like maybe there's something here where you're like, oh, I don't like how I responded to that situation. Let me do a deep dive and come out transformed. Maybe, oh, you don't like your financial situation, so you do a deep dive, you come out transformed. You have a dream, you do a deep dive, you come out transformed. This is what this is. It's you continuing to do the work, continuing to find the light. And this level up for you, this is you not climbing. This is you being at that summit, being at the top of the peak. This is you being at the top of the peak and other people being up there, like trying to climb a mountain, traveling far and wide to see you, traveling far and wide to experience what you have to offer. I'm getting that you might not see this coming, group number 2, because you are aware of how you've been leveling up, because you've been putting a lot of effort into it, but you're at the point where it feels almost it feels like you're moving through flow. It feels like you're feeling very confident, like you're moving through divine energy. You are connected to source, you're connected to light, you're connected to several different types of alchemy, perhaps energy work. And because of this, the changes that are showing up in your life, they're all going to be things that make you feel comfortable, that make you feel loved. The way that you're leveling up right now is going to be more appreciation for you in your life and less effort required from you, and more of a there's almost, it's like I'm hearing the word elitist, but it's not in a like discriminatory sense. It's in like the energy where it's like you are the only, like group 2, you are the only one of you, and because of that you're going to be adorned, you're going to be honored. There's something here where maybe people have tried to be like you, tried to follow in your steps. And the way that you're leveling up, it's like, I'm just hearing, just let them. You know, the let them theory, it's like if somebody wants to ghost you, just let them. You know, if somebody doesn't want to collaborate with you, just let them. If somebody doesn't want to grow, just let them. You know what I mean? You have this like let them energy, but that doesn't mean that you're going to stay there. And this leveling up of you, it's like you've been leveling up. And you might be getting an opportunity to like just soak up life more. Like you might be having an opportunity. They keep showing me like going on an adventure or having a spa day or doing something to honor yourself that will literally let you it's like re-experience. Oh, this is interesting. Here we go. You're getting to re-experience your own energy, which is really beautiful. You put out so much goodness into the world, group 2, and I think that you know this. You probably do this on purpose. You seem like a very beautiful person who's gone through work. Australia can be significant. That just popped up in my head. You seem like the kind of person who has done a lot of work internally, and you give so much to others. You have such beautiful energy that you give out, but because of this long-term case study that you are what you say you are, your reputation is verified. It does precede you. It is worthy of love. Oh, Hierophant with the Lover's card. All right, I see you. Your life is leveling up in the way that you're able to experience in return all that you've put out there. And you've put out a lot of goodness, and you did a lot of work on yourself while giving goodness. And it's like they're showing me like your receiving side with like an under maintenance sign on it. Like you're receiving energies. It's just like you're working on it, and you're giving energy. It's like, here's the best I have to offer, just giving and giving and giving. And now it's like the maintenance is done. It's finally open for business. You're cutting that ribbon for the opening ceremony, and now there's this flood of receptive energy, and you're going to level up. It's like they're showing me what all that you've given. There's kind of this bottleneck, this energy that's been trying to come towards you, but it wasn't time yet. And now it's coming towards you, and it's going to level you up because it's going to give you this huge expansion. And this is where I'm hearing the word starstruck. So there's something that's going on here. The way you're going to level up, you might like blow up on social media. Your book might get published. You might hit like you might get an award or be in like a ceremony or something like this. The King of Cups. Okay, there might be somebody, for some of you, this can be romantic. Somebody's been watching you for a long time, and they're like, oh, that person just like, you know, nice people don't really exist like that. People don't really act like that. In your receptive channel, it was still under maintenance, right? But you're still giving and you're still giving. And it's like, no, that's who and what you are. And now you've opened it. And it's like created this expansion in your aura where people are able to see, no, like, it's almost like you are transparent. And when people look transparently at you, they see nothing but like source. They see golden light. They see love, unconditional love, gratitude. They see they see security and safety and comfortability. They see pleasure, positive emotions. They see confidence. They see love. They see sense of self, gratitude. They see pure expression and intuition and faith and like the highest, lightest attributes of all chakras, zodiac signs. Like they see the potential through you, but it's not in a way where you are showing something off. It's in a way where you're being who and what you are. And this isn't anything that's new to you, group number 2, but it's new that you're being seen. It's new that you're shining, okay? You have this new glow about you. It's like your aura. You keep coming out transformed, and it's like, people thought that you were the best caterpillar in the entire world. You cute, amazing, lovey, squishy, fuzzy little caterpillar. And then you go into your cocoon, and people were looking at like divvying up all the little steps you took as a caterpillar. They were looking at all your spots. They were looking at all your colors. They were looking at your little antennas, trying to dissect everything. Then you emerge as this butterfly, and you are the most beautiful butterfly that's ever been seen. You have the Page of Swords. You also have the Knight of Swords with the Ten of Wands. So there's something here about your throat chakra, about your expression, about parts of your journey or parts of your experience that were difficult for you to carry, to get through, to express, or to process mentally. You may have had a problem in the past with mental health, not necessarily a problem, but something to get through. Okay, there's something that's coming up here about you grounding all of these energies, owning up to it. Like, yes, I've experienced this before. Yes, I've been through that before. But you know what? Look where I am now. And it's genuine, it's authentic, it's transparent. And that's the thing. You're not putting on a show. You're not making things up. You're not presenting what you want to be in the future. You are just merely showing up and being what you are. And you're being given an opportunity in this next level up, in this next chapter of life. You're being given an opportunity to receive love in all of the ways that were pulled out from underneath you before. It's like any negative experience that you've had, in order to make this who and what you are, this is going to be given to you in return as the light attribute of that shadow attribute. Like, say if somebody broke your heart really, really bad, and that's the biggest thing you've had to go through. Somebody's going to be like offering you the cup of love, and it's going to be the most beautiful experience you've ever had in your life, instead of the worst. Say you've gone through a really difficult trauma. The exact opposite of that energy, the light attribute of that energy, now that you've healed and transmuted and ascended this energy, and you're shining like this, you made it to the top of the mountain, and you're just feeling glorious and beautiful and amazing. The opposite of this energy, the light attribute of beautiful divine source love, this is what's coming to you now. And it's going to be permanent. It's going to change your life. This level up is you experiencing all that you've given to others, and the light attribute of the negativity that you've experienced in the past. And there's something here about telling your story, or your writing, or something that you know or have learned. There's an indication here about, I'm hearing like preemptive communication. Okay. This next level up, okay, they're showing me there's an area of life where you either had a false start and you feel like you got the short end of the stick, or you were kind of like, wait, that's it? That's all? It really? This is going to be expanding for you exponentially. And this level up, I just keep hearing starstruck. Maybe that Disney movie is significant for you. There is something here about you like being an embodiment of peace. Make me a channel of your peace. The prayer of Saint Francis. Now, they're showing me like you being an active embodiment of feminine energy, and now you being a receptive channel towards active masculine energy, which is beautiful. You have polarized your being and released any friction, any density. And this level up for you, it's really, this is you opening up to receiving. This is you being who you've always been, and you enjoying being that. This is you connecting. I'm hearing Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. This is you connecting with the divine. This is you channeling the divine. This is you finding peace within, peace without, peace with everything in existence, closing the space between you and source, eliminating anything in between. And this level up for you, it's going to be you getting excited about life again. I'm hearing the song Soak Up the Sun by Sheryl Crow. There's something here about this being very tangible too. I just keep hearing reward or prize or job, or like reward for a job well done, prize, like receiving a prize, receiving an award or something for previous efforts. Maybe you've written something a while ago and it'll be a bestseller. Maybe you are going to expand, like on social media, you're going to blow up, or there's something here where it's like, I'm hearing all eyes on me. Yeah, there's definitely an indication here of like eyes being on you and you, like people being starstruck just when they're around you. And this grounding in very tactical ways. Some of you are going to get to go on like a tropical vacation. Others of you are going to get to travel or just have some time to go on an adventure, whatever that means for you. Whether that's like going like cliff diving in Greece, or it's like renting a cozy little cabin like in Alaska and working on a book, whatever that means for you. They're showing me waterfalls, so that can be significant as well. And I'm hearing the song too. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. So that's kind of a little bit of an energy nod here, saying that group number 2, keep doing what you're doing. I'm also hearing amber is the color of your energy. Whoa. So you are creating realization in others. There's something here where people are going to be traveling far and wide to find you, to see you. There's something about you finally getting to like explode into that energy that you want to be in. And it's going to be, I'm getting taking you off guard because there's not too much that you've been changing. I mean, you've been doing the work. You've been showing up. You've been making an inch of progress and an inch of progress, and you were a caterpillar, and then you got in your cocoon, and now you're a butterfly, and there's all these beautiful little like steps that you took that make perfect sense. But you're going to step into this energy of abundance. For some of you, like this is going to be very tangible, and it's showing in your aura. You're going to get surrounded by people who want to like honor and serve you because that's who you are. You're going to be receiving all this beautiful energy. I'm seeing Rio. Okay, so maybe like a river can be significant. I'm hearing like the Nile River. I'm hearing the Ganges River. Also, like Rio de Janeiro can be significant as well. There's definitely this energy here of like getting to have like, I'm hearing like a lifelong summer. Remember how summer feels when you're a little kid and you're just so excited and you feel like you're finally free and the sun's shining and everything's happy and you get to go play and everyone's excited because you get to go hang out with your friends and go be like, you get to go honor the earth and be honored in return and go have fun. That's kind of this energy that's like approaching in your life. This is your level up, except it's from like a divine perspective. It's from this perspective of making the hard choice every time, making the hard choice to choose yourself and your freedom every time, and knowing that if you put one foot in front of the other, you're going to get to where you want to go. And this area of life where you kind of are feeling like, oh, that's it? Like, that's a whole harvest? Like, okay, cool. Well, now it's time for the next harvest, the next batch of enlightenment, the next batch of expansion. And it's going to be 10 times as big as this one that you thought was huge. And it's going to last forever. Expect an unexpected message, or for some of you, floods of unexpected messages. Somebody might really want to work with you, and you might be tapping in on this. Somebody might really be wanting to like connect with you in some way. We have the Lover's card with a Hierophant, so this can be maybe like a contract or a romantic relationship. Somebody might be wanting to be enter in a long-term partnership with you, regardless of the manifestation of this energy. This level up is honestly you doing the same thing that you've always been doing and shining a little bit brighter, except you're being given the fuel to shine brighter, and you're being given I'm hearing kudos. Like, what goes around comes around, and you've been giving and giving and giving without receiving as much as you're giving, or as beautiful as you're giving, or the amount, or the quality. And there's something about your uniqueness. People have looked far and wide for exactly what you inherently are. People have looked far and wide for something that's genuinely what you are, not something that says that they are what you are. And something about your uniqueness, it's only found within you. And you're going to get lifted up. Like, you're going to get lifted up. You're going to have a little bit of extra pocket change to go on that trip, or to make that investment, or to buy that home, or to just be comfortable so you can spend all your time laying on your back in the forest, staring up at the trees. This level up is going to be the most significant one of your life, groundedly, tactically, because you've had all of the internal level ups that you could possibly fathom, and now you're going to be seeing this being given to you. Group number 1 was more of an alchemization, more of a reflection thing. What is within is without. And with you, group number 2, it's like, what is within? You've been giving, and you've been building within and giving, and building within and giving, and now you're overflowing. And you've been overflowing into what you're giving beautifully, but now you're opening up to receiving this in return. And there's like this surplus of energy that's going to be coming towards you, and it's going to just like, they're showing me like a geyser, like a water geyser, or like Yellowstone National Park could be significant, but they're showing me a geyser. Like, if you have all of this energy here and all of this pressure, and you have this extra energy, it's going to spurt, it's going to pop up like a tide crashing into an open-faced cave. It's going to just explode you. It's going to expand you exponentially. And again, I just keep hearing starstruck. Some of you are going to blow up on social media. Page of Swords can indicate social media. Some of you, your bank account is going to expand. Some of you, you're going to like literally hit the lottery in a particular area of life. But it's because you've put the long-term work into it. And so the results are going to seem quick and exponential, and they will be. But it's only because you've been uniquely you for as long as you've been alive. And you were never anything other than that. And you kept doing the work. And this is going to be something that lasts forever. This is really cool, this level up of yours. I'm getting you're going to be looking different. You're going to be walking a little bit differently. You're going to be feeling more confident in yourself. But this biggest level up is going to be the way that you are honored. Not just the way you honor yourself, not just what you're doing and giving, but what you're receiving. This level up is going to have to do with the way that you are being honored, the way that you're being respected, the way that you're being treated. And that group 2 is going to be so amazing for you. So I'm going to pull from your Starseed Oracle deck. You have Earth, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Shout out to my Starseeds, my Akashically aware being friends, where this is their only Earth life. Hey, Earth, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary and inspired ideas. Okay, you're expanding. This is all expansion. This is grounding your expansion, your visions. This is people coming towards you for creative inspiration, deep cellular healing, and Arcturus energy. Look at you. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9th dimensional energy coming out here for you, group number 2. Physical and emotional healing. I just keep getting, like, people are going to be coming far and wide just to get a spoonful. I'm hearing the song Spoonful by, I think it's Grisfolk. Just a spoonful is never enough to hold me over. There's this energy of people wanting just like a sip, or like a spoonful, or just like a moment to interact with you, to see you, to tap into your aura, and they want to give you something in return. It's like what you have to offer. It's so alluring, it's so beautiful, it's so magical, it's so crystalline, literally, angelic. Some of you, the Grand Canyon can be significant. I'm hearing Havasupai, and they're also showing me a little Kokopelli, so that can be significant for you as well. There's something here about you having access to either secret knowledge, secret information, miraculous healing abilities, or maybe you've just like gotten to the end of the road in a particular study, like you've passed. It's like you've surpassed a milestone that people only dream of getting to in some way. And so because of this, it's like your life is going to be changing physically. You're going to be receiving like a lot from this. And there's something here about you being a visionary, you making it further than anyone's ever made it before. You being able to see through the veil of illusion and maintain all of your memories. Some of you have all of your memories from all of your past, present, future, parallel lifetimes, like every last drop. Some of you have access to everything that you seek within. And this allows you to be able to alchemize and maneuver what you give and hand tailor it to energies around you. You have such this beautiful energy here. Such a beautiful energy. Some of you remember ancient civilizations that people here don't even know about. Some of you, whatever this is, it's like you have just this well of just whatever you do, your knowledge, your aura, your love, your abilities. And there's this energy of you simultaneously being able to like live it up. I'm hearing GLAM, glamorous, OROUS, yeah. I'm hearing glamorous. I'm hearing the word luxury. I'm also hearing space and eloquence. And also, there's this energy. Some of you might resonate with being a starseed or an earth angel. There's this energy here of just you being seen as an earth angel. You being seen as like your energy is healing. They're showing me like, again, star energy, like a celebrity or like a saint or somebody who is very well known for being the best at something. And it's going to be because of who and what you are that is the thing here. It's not something you can do or something that you have to give, although you have been doing this. This is you receiving all of that back because of who and what you genuinely are, because you're transparent, because you are what you say you are, because you are beautiful internally, because you're now open to receiving. And so this is going to come through in your physical life, and you're going to be experiencing a lot more like Ananda bliss, yoga, divine connection in your spirit, in your being. I'm also hearing I'm hearing samadhi, and I'm also hearing shanti, shanti, shanti again. So you're tapping into divine, ultimate, irrevocable bliss. You're also tapping into inner peace. But this is like exploding externally, where this is what you provide. This is what you are, so it's what you provide. And now others are going to be wanting to provide this for you materially. Because this is genuinely, when someone tries with all of their might to see who and what you are, that's what they get. That's the truth about you, group 2. That's so beautiful. This next level up is going to be all about you receiving. It's going to be all about you enjoying. It's going to be all about you saying, finally, at last, oh, that wasn't it. I'm so glad. Silly me for thinking that. It's going to be so just honoring you genuinely, not just internally, not just between you and you, not just in a way where you give because you like to give. This is, in giving we receive, but that was never why you gave in the first place, group 2. And that's exactly what's going to be changing your life and leveling you up. All right. Lightworker starseed, serve the world by being you. Look at that, with the golden healing light. Some of you, yeah, you're going to be moving. I was getting like the Lord's Grotto. I was hearing St. Francis of Assisi. There's EC here. Okay, so there's something here about like location. Zion, Mount Zion, Zion National Park can be significant. These are all like holy places that are legendary for spiritual reasons too. There's something here where you are going to be up there with these types of energies. That's what they're showing me. This is beautiful. This is so gorgeous. That's all I have for you, group number 2. This is how you are currently leveling up. This is a big one. Let me know in the comments how this is affecting you and what area of life this is like affecting for you, because this is so beautiful. Thank you for letting me tap into your energy. You and this energy are absolutely beautiful. Thank you for being here on my channel today. I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity, and I'm sending you lots of love. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. Namaste. Hi there, group number 3. Namaste, and thank you so much for being here today. We're taking a look at how you're currently leveling up, and you selected the 3rd group with the Crystal Healing card. Now, the first thing I'm getting here, I'm hearing you like you slipped and fell into a level up. Like you are glowing up right now. There's something about this like sneaking up on you or happening accidentally, or being in the right place at the right time. There's something about you wearing your heart on your sleeve, or you speaking your heart. Some of you might resonate with being an earth angel. Some of you might be very psychic or intuitive, or some of you have a really good way of identifying patterns, and you kind of just, they're showing me like tossing something into a current and just trusting that the current's going to take it like into shore or wherever it's going. There is this indication here with Crystal Healing being your card that you have done so much work on yourself and that you've recently been tapping into something. Okay, I'm getting that you saw the beautiful, light, blissful side of an attribute, and you saw the dark, scary, painful, uncomfortable side of an attribute as well, or 2 attributes of the same energy here, and you kind of were able to transmute it and ascend this energy. And with Crystal Healing, there's kind of also an energy of a Merkaba, or the same, like the right place at the right time, or the right person at the right time, or the right something. Okay, there's something here about like accidentally on purpose stumbling into this level up. So this is something that's kind of unsuspecting for you, but it's also something that's going to be very I'm hearing ethereal template. Okay, so this is something that might be tapping into you spiritually. This might have to do with like grounding a 5-dimensional connection. This can be with having a recurring dream you've had your whole life. And all of a sudden you are stepping into this chapter, or maybe you've dreamt of a person or a place or a scenario, or astral traveled or lucid dreams, or there's something here about like in your dream realm, when you're tapped into your subconscious, those Pisces ruled things, you kind of have a vision or a dream or something like this. And you kind of unsuspectingly, like you took the current on the way there, and you unsuspectedly just kind of are falling into this level up. Okay, this is something where you're noticing that there is divine orchestration here, and that you've done your work in being balanced and having faith in the universe. And by doing this, you are going exactly where you wanted to go. They're showing me that there could be something significant about the name, like a street name, maybe the name of the street that you currently live on. Or if you see a street name as a sign in the near future, that can be some context for you as well in the future. They're also showing me like saint. So saint can be significant. Like saint can be significant, like a saint or the name of a saint that's around you very strongly, or something like that. Let's see. There is kind of an inkling here that your next level up is going to be like vibrationally internal. They're showing me this change to your internal experience. It's going to have you feeling so amazing, where you can just get lost in your internal world and just enjoy it in there. Like close your eyes and just feel like that divine bliss of being like light, or pratyahara, removal of your life force from the 5 senses. There's this indication as well that you are, I'm seeing cry here. I'm hearing that song by Noah Cyrus, "You're Gonna Make Me." Sorry. There's this indication too, like there's this thing where it's like wanting to happy cry, like being overwhelmed by the feeling of bliss, by the feeling of love, by the feeling of healing, and just like divine energy, where you almost want a happy cry. You might be feeling a bit overstimulated as this is occurring, because as you start to expand your internal world, when you go externally again, you might be feeling things a little bit differently. You might be seeing things a little bit differently. You might be experiencing and acting and speaking to people and whatnot. You might just be experiencing the world a little bit differently. And you might feel a little bit overstimulated by just so much happening at once, where you notice that you just want to slow down and kind of just drink everything in, like bit by bit, particle by particle. Instead of wanting to just consume this and consume that and have loud music over here and loud noise over there and this person trying to talk to you and social media and just all of these things. This level up for you. Some of you are taking I'm hearing tea break, so take that if it resonates. But some of you might be taking like a social media break. Some of you might be spending time out in nature. If there's like a retreat you really wanted to go on, or if there's maybe you really wanted to start like an eco-village or a homestead, or move to the mountains, or just kind of float away into the ether in some sense. This is going to be an opportunity for you. When you level up, this is going to be internally. They're showing me, I'm hearing Mother Aya. They're showing me plant medicine. So that can be significant for some of you. If you're feeling, I cannot condone any of that on the internet, but follow your intuition and your credible sources, please. So there's something like this where your internal realm is about to like just become more blissful. With crystal healing, they're showing me you like going through all the corners, dusting up all the corners, seeing what needs to be approached, seeing what needs to be healed, seeing what can be ascended. And now you go back in there and now it's a safe place. Now it's a sanctuary. There is a big emphasis here on the throat chakra and the ethereal template as well. So there's kind of this indication that this level up might include for you stronger spiritual abilities when it comes to astral traveling or lucid dreaming or apparition appearing, things like this, as well as the way that you are connecting and communicating with others. This level up seems like it's going to either put you around a new community. For some of you, this community can be a bunch of trees. For others of you, this community can be a new yoga class. It can be like a new really special person or family or people in your life. It can be your neighborhood crows or squirrels. But there's an indication here of connecting very strongly and having more spiritual, I guess, control over what you're doing with your spiritual body. Earth Angel was coming out before too. You might be a living spirit guide for others, where your higher self might go about showing up in other people's dreams and guiding them, having telepathic connections with people that you do and don't know. There's definitely an indication here that you might be making this more of a conscious process for yourself to be on the giving end of this. And that there is an indication here. I'm hearing like going back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. So silly. I'm hearing going back to black, back to nature, back to I'm hearing all these songs. Guess who's back? I'm hearing all of these songs. It's like you're going back to yourself. You're going back to source. You're going back to our natural environment, nature. Maybe some of you might be going on like a pilgrimage or like a heritage trip to go to like the land of your ancestors. This can be your cultural ancestors of your body, your soul's incarnations, family's bloodline. But this can also be like your soul's ancestors. Maybe some of you are going to go see significant like ley lines and monoliths and structures, and going and seeing ancient places that were significant in Earth's evolution, like the Great Pyramids or Teotihuacan. Some of you might be going to Mount Shasta or Easter Island. There is this level up here is indicating that your connectivity between everything is going to be increasing, and the way that you're expressing yourself is going to be expanding as well. Some of you, I'm getting that less words are going to be required of you and more feeling. They're showing me somebody touching their forehead to someone else's forehead, just connecting pineal glands, and maybe like a breath or a smile, and just having this inner knowing, being able to speak without words, being able to express, to communicate through the heart portal, through inner knowing, through crystalline energy. And with crystal healing too, some of you might be going on a little excursion where you might get to excavate some crystals. Some of you might be going to like diamond mines in Australia. Some of you might be going to that crystal shop where they have those really beautiful, rare, awesome gemstones that you've been looking at. There's something here about crystals being significant. Maybe you're getting into or back into crystal healing. Maybe there's a crystal that you wanted to work with for a long time, or you wanted to acquire for a long time. They're really showing me like pinks and purples and lavender hues and kind of like diamonds, okay? So there's this energy of like, I'm hearing only the best for my group number 3s, okay? There's this energy here of finding that bliss within and seeing that bliss without. And this might end up giving you more of an ability to indulge in life. And this doesn't need to be that you are having nicer things or doing cooler experiences or meeting better or anything. It doesn't have to be anything like that, although it can be. But this is looking at anything and everything, every single particle, every single energy in existence, and allowing yourself, not allowing yourself, but like genuinely like falling in love with everything, all the time, everywhere. Because your internal world is your sanctuary. And when you open up your eyes and you see and you feel that, it's like almost overstimulation. It's like you have 5 just in your body that we use on a regular basis, not including the spiritual or psychic senses or abilities or anything like this. Like just your 5 senses, that's 5 whole senses. You have 2 or 3 or 1, but you have 2 whole eyes to see out of. You can smell smells, you can hear like sounds. It's like this level up for you. It's like everything is going to be a miracle, literally. Just you breathing and blinking. This is such a connection to the divine, such a connection to the ether, that when you tap back into your body, you're noticing that the people around you are like, maybe they care a little bit more, or maybe they have more reason to want to make you happy, or maybe they're just acting the same old grumpy, kind of cranky, weird kind of way, but you are just in love with it because you get it, you feel it. And there's just this genuine love that's showing up here, and this expression of this genuine love, and it's like really internal sanctuary. And I'm hearing that song, oh, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Sanctuary. You are a sanctuary. This earth is your sanctuary. Your soul is your sanctuary. Your vessel is your sanctuary. All the time, everything. It's like the best of days, the worst of days. Like it's that it's beyond that polarization that kind of leads you to like this grateful apathy, and it kind of transmutes and cracks open and turns into this bliss, this divine bliss that just doesn't go anywhere. It's like this permanent feeling of divine union everywhere that you go. So tell me about group number 3's level up, please. Group number 3's level up. First of all, I want to thank you for being here, group number 3, because your energy is literally divine. Tell me about group number 3's level up. Group number 3's level up. I'm getting that you might already be tapping into this. You already see this coming, and some of you might be guessing whether or not this will be permanent, or whether this is going to have, like, since it's a peak, if there's going to be a low. And I'm hearing to tell you no. This is permanent. This is your new baseline. Look at this. The Queen of Wands. You have the Magician and the Ten of Swords. You are alchemizing so many things. You have alchemized so many things. Some of you might be getting into literal alchemy, working with metals. Some of you are seeing the alchemy that is taking a seed and turning it into a tree, or taking rain and making it into potable water. There's this energy here of you tapping into your fullest alchemy in ways that you knew you had access to, and maybe have tapped into before, but now it's like this full powerhouse of a being, and it's not explosive, it's gentle. It's gentle, and it's divine, and it's blissful, and it's loving, and it's grateful. You have the Judgment card. We have 10, 10, 10. Look at that. There's the Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands. Look at this. This level up for you, group number 3. This is going to... I'm hearing what goes around comes around, except I'm hearing the Justin Timberlake song. This is going to be in the best way possible, okay? Group number 3, I'm feeling that for you, you are experiencing things differently. That's what this level up is for you. and is giving you more creative liberty in your life. You might be slowing down, and there's this phrase, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You might notice that things just get a little bit easier for you, no cap, like in your day-to-day life. And with this, it's like you're able to tap into or identify all of the elements within everything, see balance or lack thereof, and see how it's really balanced on the divine scale, and say, oh, there's a little bit extra fire over here because there's a little bit extra water over there, and instead of being on top of each other, they're merely dispersed. There's this energy of just being grateful for the divine miracle and experience of everything that we're experiencing, that we are living right now. This level up for you, to ground it a little bit more, this is looking like you walking away from, maybe if you've had an old injury or old chronic illnesses or thought patterns or just things that were kind of bothering you or you're having a hard time breaking out of, these are just going to dissolve. You're going to pass with flying colors. If there's like an exam or something you've been trying to pass for a long time, this is just going to be just easier. Just one day it's just going to get easier. And it's going to be because you found this internal sanctuary. And there's this energy of like re-emerging, literally like bare bones, because you recognize that today is the only day that you have. Like, time is an illusion, and we're only here for such a short bit of it. With the Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands, this is saying that there's this vision of the future, or there is this vision of where you're at right now, and you're looking back and you're seeing that you are where you wanted to be when you were younger at some point. Like, you are the culmination of everything that you've ever wanted in your life. And you have that inner peace, you have that inner stability, you have that internal sanctuary. And then you get to open up your eyes and you get to breathe through your nose and taste with your tongue and listen with your ears. It's this beauty of experiencing who you are and where you are and approaching everything like that. This level up for you, it's going to have you moving differently. I'm hearing more in flow, more Jing as well energy, this youthful energy. You might be noticing that you begin to look and feel a bit more younger, a bit more energized. You might be looking and feeling like you have a little more pep in your step, like a wise ancient being within a youthful and playful vessel. And the reason for this is because you're feeling at home in your heart. You're feeling at home on the earth. You're feeling at home with and in your body, but also within yourself without your body. And you're having comfort. You feel at home in the ether, in the ethereal realms. They're showing the astral projection again. Some of you are really opening up to a lot more psychic and spiritual gifts. And because of this, it's almost pushing you into this place of flow and receptivity and relaxation before you open up to these. Because if there was any energy of action behind it, it would almost be like pushing something out, as opposed to just flowing alongside with it and allowing it to occur. So you're being asked to slow. You're being asked to slow and to feel and to experience right now. 10 of Coins with the Magician for your level up. Look at this. You are coming into divine realization. Some of you might resonate with being fully awakened, fully ascended. Some of you have your Kundalini. They're showing me a Kundalini like in your spinal cord here, but they're showing me like, you know how Kundalini is usually depicted as like a curled up snake, and then it kind of rises up your spine as you wear it, or as you ascend. They're showing me like it's straight, like it is as straight as, I don't know, like a stick. Like it is just like pin, needle straight. There's nothing left to be unraveled. So now you're at this place of like falling back and drawing this activation into your internal state, and then permeating it back out forward into your external realm, and feeling what it feels like to have no friction. Feeling what it feels like to have no karma. Feeling what it feels like to only be inspired and comfortable and in love with everything all the time. This level up for you is going to have you, again, feeling the sense of community with the 3 of Coins coming out. You're going to notice that you attract things to you like moths to a flame. Manifestation is a lot easier for you right now, and I'm getting that a lot of people are wanting to be in this next chapter of your life. I'm getting people and plants and animals. They're showing me like a, I guess, call it a stereotypical Disney princess where she's frolicking through the woods and she's friends with all the deer and the birds and the bugs, and they're just all like her besties, and she's talking with them, and the mice, like there's something like this where it's like the people, the animals, the plants, it's like they're all your friends. They all talk to you, they all speak to you, they're all in love with you, they're all connected with you. There's this energy of the Ace of Swords, clarity, like knowing who you are, knowing why you're here, knowing that it's okay for you to rest. I'm hearing it on the 7th day God rested. That's kind of where you're at. Beautiful. And there's this energy where there's something is going to come very easily and very smoothly, and it's just going to kind of coast into your life, like without you expecting, but it's going to be very fluid and very easy and feel very blissful. There's the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. This is something that in the past you would have not been comfortable without, and you needed to learn how to be. And now you became comfortable with or without this energy, and it's going to come towards you of its own free will. This can be, maybe you've really wanted a particular job title, maybe you've really wanted a particular type of friendship or relationship, or maybe you've really wanted to have a specific opportunity to go somewhere or do something, and you were working so hard to get to this place, and now you're at a point where you genuinely feel free. And so now, of its own volition, this energy is going to be coming towards you. Saying that Judgment and 2 of Wands, it would never select anything or anyone else. 2 of Wands, the future Judgment, it wouldn't be right if it was anyone other than you. This position was made for you. Whether it's a best friend or the keeper of 1,000,000 animals, the beginning, like the owner of an animal sanctuary, the perfect best friend, the perfect romantic partner, whatever this is. They're telling me not to give the surprise away, and that you'll probably know what this is. It will be something that you've been hearing has been working in your favor behind the scenes for a long time, and something where you notice that your spirit team puts up a little bit of extra elbow grease whenever this energy approaches you in whatever form it manifests in. Your spirit team right now, just by the way, group number 3 is applauding you for a job well done. They're saying curtains closed. Okay, there's this energy here of you being done, I guess with that analogy, either performing or living your life for others, or being under the illusion of the physical realm and receding into your internal realm. But from here, being completed with that too, and living in this perfect balance of enjoying them both simultaneously, and feeling, they're showing me like really feeling what it feels like to have your feet on the ground, like for the first time. But again, looking at your hands, it's like, wow, I can't believe like that. Look at these hands, and like seeing your crystalline aura like larger than your fingers, and just seeing how it moves, like feeling your astral body moving separately from your physical body, or in tandem if you so choose. There's this energy of this level up of yours is divine alchemy at its finest. They're showing me Mintaka as well. They also want me to mention Lyra as well, and Vega. Okay. This level up for group number 3. There are some truths that you've learned and you needed to heal through. And these were a bit stressful, but you were able to tune in with light. And you were able to seed the light in these parts of yourself internally. And you seeded the light in these things that you saw that aligned with this externally. And instead of looking for dark corners to shed light on, you began just being light. And this level up for you is going to be where there are no more dark corners that come around you that need light. You don't need to enter lower vibrations. You don't need to find lower vibrations to seed the light there. You are now in a place where you are taking light energy and you're ascending light energy, where you're enjoying the refraction of light through your eyeballs. Whether it looks any type of way, good or bad or misshapen or beautiful or perfect or anything. You're enjoying the air that you breathe, feeling the wind just inhale for you. There's this energy of some of your involuntary bodily processes have become voluntary for you, or they will very soon. Some of you might be very gifted at radical healing, or something like this. Giving others the gift of spiritual abilities, spontaneous awakening. This level up for you is going to be where you no longer need to keep this to yourself, but you also no longer need to be continually of service to so many individuals at once. This is going to be you enjoying what's in front of you and having it feel a lot easier to process more energy, but it's going to be slower. It's going to be more relaxed. This level up for you might involve traveling. It might involve, I just keep getting connection. Some of you, I'm just seeing somebody like riding off into the sunset. Okay, so that can be with you. It can be with you and your dog. It can be with you and a lover. It can be with you and that job title you've always wanted. Or it can just be with you and the divine, you and the universe, however it resonates for you. There's this energy group number 3, this level up for you. It's like right now, you are stepping into that place where you are seeing the reality of what your future looks like. Genuinely. And you're kind of allowing yourself to get settled into this new energy. And in the future, this is only going to expand. This fire is going to burn more deeply. And you're going to feel exactly at home, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, internally, externally, around anyone, everyone, because you're going to see gratitude and unconditional love everywhere that you look, and everything is just going to be such a pleasant sensation for you. And you're going to understand the beauty behind everything, regardless of how it might commonly be perceived. There's this deepness here, and I'm getting group number 3 that you're having a wish be fulfilled for you. This might be something that you wanted to manifest a long time ago. If you were a little kid, like when they're showing me someone's inner child, like looking out of a window at night and looking up at the first star that they see, starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight, making a wish. If you have a wish like that, I'm getting that or the closest thing manifest to that is going to show up in your life very, well, they want me to say right now. And it's going to just show up fluidly, very flowing. There's this energy in this level up of you really going with the flow, but in a way where you are the flow. You identify the currents and you are your own current, and you're allowing yourself to be aligned and attuned to other currents, and you're allowing those currents to be in line with and attuned with you. And there's just this grand synchronicity that's going on between you and the universe at large. It's like your consciousness tapping into the vast current that is the universe. Just Ananda, Samadhi. But in a way where you're still in your body. I'm hearing Mahavatar Babaji. I'm also hearing Mataji. So those two may be significant for you. There's an energy here of you finally stepping into not the life purpose that got you to where you are, or the life purpose to help everybody out while you're here, but the life purpose of why you decided to enter a body into the first place, which is going to be different from your incarnation's sense of mission. Different from those things that you like and you feel called to do. It's just the experience in and of itself of being. Just breathing. The divine beauty and gratitude behind breathing. This level up for you, it's going to be so intense, but so soft. So deep and so pure. It's also going to be so physical and so spiritual at the same time. you're definitely going to be tapping into a lot more sensitivity, mind, body, and spirit. So allow yourself to flow with these currents. If you need a little bit of extra rest as this occurs, take a little bit of extra rest. If you feel a little bit overstimulated, honor that. If you feel like certain things match and certain things don't, just follow your flow. With crystal healing here, some of you, again, they're drawing me to like a particular crystal. Okay, this can be a past life memory. This can be technology that you know how it works and you kind of want to tinker around with it. This can be a crystal that's been calling your name. Something that has to do with colors. And again, they're showing me like pink and purple and lavender, like all very ethereal, high vibrational colors. So this level up for you, a lot of these traits can be characterized as the divine feminine, but this is also a masculine activation of this energy. There's this polarization that's already occurred, and you're genuinely in samadhi, divine union with yourself and the universe. I'm going to get into your Starseed Oracle now. Again, community keeps coming up as well. You might be tapping into, we have 3, 2, 1. There's something here about a timeline split or closing a gap or something that's going to be significant. I'm hearing, can you meet me halfway? Right at the borderline is where I'm gonna wait for you. So there's something here about being met where you're at in a way that maybe hasn't occurred before for you. Also, the sense of community, you being the right one for a particular position or job or something like this. And then you being able to express honestly and truthfully, and loyalty is coming out again too. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. How is group number 3 leveling up? What level up are they currently experiencing? It's like you are tapping into what it feels like to be a drop in the ocean, but in that moment that the drop is dispersing and becoming one with the ocean. Like that simultaneous energy in between there. That's what you're tapping into. How is group number 3 leveling up? Thank you. They're telling me not to take that. How is group number 3 leveling up? How is group number 3 leveling up? Cracked open. I'm definitely getting psychic gifts, okay? Some of you might be really tapping into boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry, okay? Just, detachment. Detachment through unconditional love. Samadhi. Being a ripple in the grand current, but being also the whole current. Let it go, let it roll right off your shoulder, don't you know? The hardest part is over. Little Wonders by Rob Thomas. We have cracked open, rock bottom, surrendering to the alchemy of life. You have deep cellular healing with Arcturian energy, physical and emotional healing. You have high wraith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. Check out Lexi the Leo. I think she will have a message for you. You'll know where to go. You'll know where to look. Okay. We also have Earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time and nature. This is you being a human being, not a human doing. The way that you're leveling up, you are surrendering to the flow because you are the flow. You are not pressing up against anything or trying to get anything done. You're not trying to receive certain information. You're not trying to press or push or mold or shift. You merely are. We definitely have this energy of being an earth angel coming out. Definitely, if you've had some sort of healing ability or spiritual gift that you've had in other lifetimes that you've been having a hard time harnessing in this physical realm, or that you've had and have been fine-tuning or tapping into and you haven't had a safe space to express this or a place to practice or something like this, this is going to be, I'm hearing coming to the forefront. It's time to like focus on this. I'm hearing like gentle training, like reactivation, okay? With High Wraith, you're going to be tapping into everything. You're going to be feeling the connection, the community between all. And the community around you is going to be extra important right now. So make sure that you are lovingly choosing and selecting and identifying who's around you, and you will feel extra grateful and extra in love with all in a way that it matters a little bit less. But because this is the energy that you're in, it's now time to be a little bit more diligent, because those boundaries are no longer required, but still honor yourself in that same service because you're in this energy, okay? With Earth pulsing, we do have pulse of the mother here. This is divine feminine energy. This is Gaia, Mother Earth. And with slow down, this is what we were talking about in the very beginning, time and nature. Some of you are going to be given an opportunity to retreat. And whether this is just meditating and retreating into your internal world, retreating, spending some time in the mountains or the forest or underneath a waterfall, or retreating into that special little bubble of your favorite connection or friendship, sitting under a tree, giving it a hug, hanging out with your favorite animal, you're going to get to slow down and enjoy the time that you have left. And it's going to feel like an infinity and also like it's almost gone at the same time. So for this level up, you are going to be looking magical. You're going to be feeling magical. Everything about you is going to be emanating literal magic. And you're going to be receiving literally a wish of yours that you've had since you were very little. So let yourself tap in. First, also take a look at all these colors on the Starseed deck that chose to come out today. They're all of the colors that have been showing up in your reading. There are a lot more, like all of the colors are in this deck, and here you only got crystalline energy. You might be tapping into refracted, unfolded light. Some of you could be connecting with different folds of the universe in different ways, tapping into different beyonds beyond our universe. Some of you might be doing some grand exploration in a way that is making you more grateful to be where you're at, because there's almost this indication of being a part of a larger ripple. And knowing that when you tap back into our universe and then into our galaxy and into our solar system and onto our planet and finally into your body, bringing all of that magic and knowing with you and letting yourself receive the novelty of who and what you are and where you are, because it truly is a miracle, and so are you, group number 3. You might be finding yourself doing things like stopping and smelling flowers, hugging trees, talking to birds, making new friends. And also for some of you, if you've been feeling like there's a special person out there for you, or like you meant to be connected with your soul family and they're not there yet, or you know who they are but it's not activated in that way, okay, this is going to get smoothed out for you sooner than you think. Unconditional love and divine gratitude and just the bliss. I just keep hearing samadhi. Group number 3, they did it. They made it. It's samadhi. It's permanent samadhi. Let yourself be here while you still are, and enjoy what you've always been. Enjoy the magic that's always been yours. And don't forget to slow down and breathe and enjoy the senses that you have while you have them right now. They're so unique and so vast and limited at the same time. So fine-tuned. And know that from here on out, things are going to be a lot different for you, group number 3. And that's the way that it's meant to be. There's this energy of just being tapped into the vastness. And this is like a true divine level up for you. Things like listening to the wind. I'm hearing the song I can't remember what it's called, but from Pocahontas, Paint with All the Colors of the Wind. It's like you'll be hearing the wind and it'll sound like colors. You'll be smelling flowers and it'll smell like colors. You'll be looking at crystals and like hearing it speak to you. You'll be feeling everything a lot more deeply, internally and externally. It's like you are a sanctuary. You're cracking open to really how intense of a sanctuary your vessel is for the energy, the consciousness that you are, internally and externally. And you'll have a lot more slow, leisurely, sovereign time and moments to explore both internally and externally. So allow yourself to receive this. And again, there's a sense of community and the sense of a wish coming true that are kind of feeling a bit intertwined. So if there's a little special wish or a little special person or a little special energy or a certain type of dog or a certain type of plant or a certain vision of a soul family or something like this that you've kind of had your eye on for a little bit or your heart set on, I'm hearing I Got My Mind Set on You by George Harrison. This is going to be coming into your life if it's not already. Just let it flow. Let it go. Let it roll off your shoulders. Don't you know the hardest part is over? Just breathe. Feel what it feels like to be alive and here. This is your level up. It's like a kaleidoscope. You're a kaleidoscope. So enjoy. All right, group number 3. What an interesting reading. This was all about your current level up. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity on your situation, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. I'm so grateful to you for being here today. I want to send you all of my love. Your energy is so beautiful, so thank you for letting me tap into it today. And please like, comment, and subscribe as it helps me out so very much. And I love what I do, and I love our little community. So thanks again for being here, and namaste.